So Jump Force is an anime arena fighter that wants to unite the stable of Shonen Jump franchises in a crossover akin to things like Smash Bros. Ultimate and Avengers Infinity War, the big selling point being that all your favorite characters from all your favorite series are together. And that is the first big failing of Jump Force, because its roster doesn't deliver on that premise. This game has a pretty good sized lineup for a fighting game, with around 40 characters from 13 different series, but the representation of those series feels awkwardly unbalanced. I mean, sure, it makes sense that we'd get 6 characters from Dragon Ball Z and Naruto and One Piece. Those are the titans of the shonen world. But at the same time, it makes no sense to me that My Hero Academia and Black Clover only get 1 character each, and JoJo only gets 2, despite the popularity of their respective series. And the franchises that did get the most slots made some odd choices of who to pick for this game. Out of all the characters in One Piece that could have been in this game, half of them are Sabo, Blackbeard, and Boa Hancock. Maybe these 3 are fan favorites, or maybe they're just huge in Japan, I have no idea. But none of them seem like the obvious choices for a crossover like this. Speaking of Boa Hancock, it feels really dumb for Shonen Jump to have decades worth of history to pull from and only end up with 3 women in a cast of like 40 characters. I thought about what noteworthy Shonen Jump ladies would make good additions to this game and came up with this many in about 10 seconds. And even if you don't care about this sort of representation, you should care about it in terms of gameplay, because there are so many awesome women throughout shonen manga whose fighting styles and powers would be fun as hell and a perfect fit for this game's over-the-top, bombastic presentation, while also making a lot more sense than some of the characters who did end up making the cut. Though Toga's hair is in the character creator, so I guess there's a chance she could show up later. Oh yeah, there's a character creator that's pretty okay. Feels kind of limited for the amount of customization options it gives you, but whatever, it's fine. Now all that said, there are at least 9 DLC characters coming, and every problem I've discussed up to this point can at least get somewhat better based on who those 9 characters are. What that won't fix is the way the game gates your access to the full roster in the beginning. Jump Force does something that absolutely no fighting game should ever do for any reason ever. Automatically send you straight into the story mode with unskippable cutscenes and then make you unlock multiplayer features later. Fighting game stories are almost always garbage, but at least they can be looked at as a side activity that you can engage with or ignore at your leisure. But Jump Force locks its full multiplayer experience behind NPCs in a hub world that will not let you just play versus matches in this fighting game until you've hit the story milestone that says you're allowed to do that. The people calling the shots for this game seem to fundamentally misunderstand the appeal of this sort of fighting game. Nobody cares how or why these characters are together. Sure, I think it's kind of fun to see a bunch of characters from different franchises hang out and talk, but I bought this game so I could make Deku punch Vegeta in the face. There's no reason I need to play the stupid story for 2 hours before the game decided I was allowed to use those characters. It probably shouldn't have taken 2 hours, by the way, but the game does an outright lousy job of communicating important progression information. There are several instances where you cannot do the very simple thing the game requires you to do because the hub world is ridiculously oversized to the point that waypoints can be hard to find and do not show up on your minimap unless you get close enough. It took me 20 minutes to figure out how to join a team because I thought all I had to do was talk to the team captain. But what absolutely nothing told me was that I had to talk to the captain and then go find this asshole in the goddamn basement, which I also didn't even know existed. So I finally got in there. I got to the versus matches with the full roster. I finally started playing this game the way I wanted to, and it is... So there's 2 things here. First is the art style. Every single character in the game looks like those pictures of what if Homer Simpson or Mario were real people, and it is more unsettling than anything has any right to be. This game picks up a shovel, jumps into the uncanny valley, and starts digging. They do try to preserve traits of the different art styles these characters are usually portrayed in, so they don't all become homogenous under one new overall style, but that honestly just makes it worse. One Piece works as an anime and manga because they don't look real, and they exist in a world where nothing looks real, and God, look at Deku's face! The other thing is the sheer quantity of visual information assaulting your eyes every second that two characters are fighting. Everything moves incredibly fast through 3D space in arenas that are so large and detailed and intensely lit, it can be hard to keep track of where the characters even are. To make matters worse, the camera in this game is so determined to make every blow look as cinematic as possible by constantly moving, always zooming, always panning, making sudden, confusing perspective changes. The controls in this game are pretty simple, but I had a hard time learning them because I was never sure where my opponent even was, and couldn't tell what buttons to push when. This game is a complete mess. Jump Force is the epitome of the term shonen trash. After only playing it for a few hours that first day, I could not wait to stop. I put it down and walked away from it, never wanting to touch this game ever again. And then the next day, I'm at work, minding my own business, and all that's going through my mind is, I kinda want to play more Jump Force. This game is so insanely bad on every level that it's come back around and become so bad it's good. This is the anime fighter equivalent of a schlocky B-movie that you know should probably never have been made, but now that it's here, you can't stop laughing at it and enjoying how dumb it is. I keep going back to this game, and I keep enjoying it. Not on the level that I enjoy a fighting game that's actually good. No, if you want a good fighting game that uses Shonen Jump characters, go play Dragon Ball FighterZ or My Hero 1's Justice. Both of those games do a great job of adapting their source material into games that function well while presenting the characters in an art style that's unique to the game while still looking enough like the original designs to avoid seeming awkward. So, can I actually recommend Jump Force? I'd say that if your favorite character is playable in here, or there's a Shonen Jump property that you love that's never been in a modern video game until right now, then it might be worth it to give this a shot. Just know what you're getting yourself into, and don't pay full price for this. Wait for a very steep discount, which honestly can't be too far away. Me, I'm just gonna be right here, waiting for that DLC to drop. We've all got something that we love even though it's trash. This is apparently mine, so what's yours? What do you think is so bad it's good? And what do you think of Jump Force? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you Tuesday.